Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. It really helps out and you never want to miss a video of mine. So this is going to be, maybe it's going to actually be split in, there's going to be a different video than my last two videos, but so far this is going to be the third video of the same background, and that is because it is freezing cold outside, so I can't film them outside anymore. That's usually where my in the summer, that's where I usually film, but I also don't have my tripod. It's at my dad's, so I've been having to film it like this. But anyway, so today's video is going to be a very helpful video. I feel like if you are confused if you should get one of the other animals, if you already own one of the animals and you really want maybe the other one, but you're not sure how much different they're going to be. So today is going to be comparing mice and hamsters. I'm not comparing them as in which one is like the better animal, which one would be better for you. I'm just going to go over in categories of like what mice might need and then what hamsters need in that category. And basically it's going to show you guys if you should either own a hamster or a mouse, or mice. Every single owner out there is different. I know a lot of people that own mice and hamsters, and I know a lot of people that only own hamsters or only own mice. Personally, I have been owning both of them for a while. I have been owning hamsters for a little bit longer than mice, but I do own both of them. And personally, I would say I love both of them. I don't have a preferred. I love each little different things that they have, and I think that's why I love owning both of them as much, because they both have little bit different things that they need, or the ways that I do certain things with my mice but I don't do it with my hamsters. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over each thing. I'm gonna say what the mice might need and then what the hamsters need. So yeah, first we're going to start with mice. Also, if you've never watched one of my hair videos before, I do go off of a script that I made. I don't like look it up on the internet or whatever. It's just so I make sure that I get every single little detail that I want to include and I don't forget anything. So that's why I have a script. If it sounds like I'm reading off of a script, that's why. Okay, so first one that we're going to talk about is size. Size difference between mice and hamsters. So mice don't have an exact minimum. There's no exact strict minimum like hamsters are, but I at least recommend 10 gallons each mouse. I've had 6 mice at once in a 40-gallon breeder and they were okay. So that means that they were 5 each pretty much, kind of. But a 40-gallon breeder is 640 square inches of space. But yeah, I at least recommend 10. So if you have like 2 mice, I at least recommend a 20-gallon. You want to make sure that your mouse or your mice, which I'll get into that, have at least 5-gallon or 10-gallon each mouse. All right, so moving on to hamsters. Hamsters need at least 450 square inches. They do need a little more than mice, but that doesn't mean mice don't deserve that space. Hamsters do have a strict, well, more strict than mice. So it's like at least a 40-gallon breeder if you are getting it from a pet store or whatever. But you want to make sure that your cage is over 450 square inches of space. I usually recommend over 600 square inches, but the actual minimum is 450 square inches. So yes, hamsters do technically need a lot more space than mice, but that doesn't mean that just because hamsters do need more space than mice, mice shouldn't get that big of space. And also you need, which I will get into that in the next one, you do need more mice. Like you need more than 1 mouse than with hamsters. So even though hamsters do need more space, doesn't mean that either of them should have more space. Like they should have equal amount of space and they should both have big enough cages. All right, moving on to what I kept on saying that I will get into, and that is more than 2. Mice can't be alone unless they're a male mouse, because they do fight and they are territorial. Mice need friends, so you always need at least two. They thrive from having each other. So even though a male mouse is territorial, it doesn't really like when it has other friends unless you do get it fixed. And it can be in a group of mice, but that's the thing with mice, that you at least need to have one or more, or two or more than hamsters. Moving on to hamsters. Now with hamsters, you cannot keep them together. They will fight and it will turn out very bad. So you can never have two hamsters in the same cage unless they are babies, and obviously they need to have their mom and their sisters and brothers, like they can't be separated. But I think it's like when they get to 6 weeks old, you have to separate them because they will start fighting, and that is not good. That is not fun. Personally, never been through it. I've never had two hamsters in the same cage before, but I don't even want to ever in the whole entire world. Shouldn't even be together because they are territorial and they should have their own space. They shouldn't have a buddy in their cage. But with mice, you do need two or more. So that is a big difference between hamsters and mice, obviously, because you need more than one mouse. But with hamsters, you can have one lonely hamster, only have one hamster all together. I do have two hamsters, but they are obviously in different cages. But that is a huge difference with hamster and mice. All right, moving on to toys, which is obviously a big factor as well, but they're kind of similar, but they're also very different. They both do need a lot of different types of toys, but with mice, they need more hanging toys than bottom toys. I just call it bottom toys, but it's just like in the bedding toys. Mice needs to be full of it. I will pop up a picture of my cage. Every single little square inch of that cage should be full of hanging toys, different types of hanging toys. You want bridges, you want rope bridges, you want hammocks, you want have hay things up hanging. I have a lot of different textures and a lot of different types of toys for my mice that are hanging up. And then on the bottom toys, you still want a decent amount of bottom toys, but for me, what I do is I really kind of just give them tunnels and pre-made tunnels, little hides, and not as much as my hamsters would be. It would be different for my hamsters, but I do give them still bottom toys, just obviously not as much, and different types for hamsters. I do recommend at least 10 hanging toys. I know that is a lot, but I recommend that, especially if you have a 40-gallon breeder for them, you should at least have 10 hanging toys. And you could put toilet paper tubes. Like, I do have really thick toilet paper tubes. They weren't actually toilet paper, but they're thick. They're like thick, and they look like a toilet paper tube. Yes, at least 10 hanging toys. Can't stress that enough. All right, now with hamsters, they don't need hanging toys. They shouldn't have hanging toys because they aren't good climbers. And I know a lot of people say, oh, my hamster loves to climb. Oh, yeah, you have a bar cage. You have a critter trail, and they are stressed out, and that is called monkey barring. I have a video on hamsters do not like to climb. They're stressed out in their critter trail, their tiny little cage, and that's why they climb, but they don't like to climb. A really low hammock or a really low hanging toy, so just like pretty much a hammock. I wouldn't recommend any other type of stuff. If it's really low and they don't have to stretch their body to get up to it or jump to get up to it, then that is an okay hanging toy, climbing toy, whatever you want to call it. They shouldn't have to climb to get to it. And also another reason why they shouldn't have hanging toys is because if they fall, they don't have as good of strength as mice do, in the sense of climbing, because if they fall, they're going to hurt themselves. But if mice fall off of their cage or fall off of something, they'll be fine, and they have a very good sense of depth. I think you can call it depth. I don't know what the right word for that is, but mice have that really well, and then hamsters don't have that, and they can get hurt. So you want to make sure that you just have a lot of bottom toys. You have a lot of bedding for them because they love to burrow, have a bunch of different types of, you know, foraging toys, hides, tunnels, a bunch of different bottom toys, because that is what is with hamsters. And that's why I love owning mice and hamsters, because they are totally different. I get to have hanging toys and like just making the mice's cage so hectic and like so weird, and it like, I know that my hamsters would probably not, they probably wouldn't enjoy my mice setup, but I love doing that because my hamsters, I do a very naturally fun type of cage, but with my mice I just go hectic and it's so random, and it's a lot of fun owning both of them. They're both very sweet animals. They have a lot of different personalities. Now, you probably could, if you've owned so many mice or so many hamsters, they're probably gonna have sort of the same personality, but when it comes to care, they definitely have a different type of personality. I own both of them, and I wouldn't say I'd rather own one of them over the other. Definitely when I first started owning mice though, I was kind of more of like, ooh, I kind of like mice care a little bit better. But now owning both of them for a very long time, both of hamsters and mice at the same time, I wouldn't really pick. I think they're both amazing animals, and I definitely recommend owning either one of them. But why I am making this video to begin with is, which one would you rather own, and is this one better for you, or is this one better for you? In that sense, I would definitely say if you are really good at making cages hectic, both of them are awesome for you. If you don't have a lot of space, at least 40-gallon breeder, then probably mice are better for you. If you don't want to own more than one animal at a time, or more than one animal in the same cage, hamster. If you want a more friendly one, I don't know, I would almost say that mice are a little bit more friendly, because I have never gotten bitten by a mouse. I haven't gotten bitten by a hamster in a very long time, like a very, very long time, but I would still say that mice are a little bit friendlier, just a little bit. Which one is easier to own? That's also hard. Look who just showed up. Look who just woke up, and it's like barely even 2 o'clock. Hi. Hi there, baby. Oh my goodness, good morning. She's just peeing. Look at this. I think she's just going to the bathroom, and then she's probably going to drink some water and eat a little bit. You want some food, Eleanor? You still want some food? Look how cute she is. Oh, are we gonna catch her rolling? That was a very nice surprise. I don't know what I was talking about, but that was a very nice surprise seeing her. As you can see, I do need to clean her stand out and her wheel. But we're done with the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this helps you guys understand which one you should get or which one you shouldn't get. Also, always do your research. It doesn't matter just because you watch this video which one you should pick. Do research on both of them if you're really confused on which one you should own. But these are just little factors of how they're different. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.